Alright guys, back with the mono black attack once again. Alrighty, this game is up against a guy named Magical Flurry, someone I don't think I've actually played before, and he is wielding Rielle the Everwise. I think this was just printed very recently, and I've encountered it a couple of times, but so far I was pretty unimpressed by the decks that people were using it in. That's all about to change because this guy's deck is highly tuned and really, I think, showcases the insane degenerate potential of this commander. So if you've ever had any curiosity about Rielle the Everwise and you find it intriguing and maybe you're tired of the typical Izzet flavored generals, give this one a shot because this was a beating and also definitely a schooling. It took me to school as far as potential of Rielle. I'm playing mono black, and as you can see, I have a sick draw. I mean, it's a little bit big on mana, but it does have Consume Spirit and a very fast Liliana Vest, which is often enough to just win the game outright against blue-red. So I was very confident, and I think going first too. Can't really do much. Can't do much worse than that. Actually, no. It looks like I think he's first. Let's find out. No, I'm first even. Turn 1 Soul Ring, right? Should be an auto win against just about anything. Yeah, let's see what he's up to. Island Mox Diamond. Look at this weird frame on this card. I guess that's a reprint of it online. It sure looks better in the old frame, I gotta say. He discards City of Brass. He plays Jace. Turn 1 Jace. Damn it. Consume Spirit. Why don't you cost generic mana? Alright, so I don't really have much of a play here other than just casting Sculpting Steel. Gave a little bit of thought to copying the Mox Diamond, but I decided I kind of really wanted both of my other lands, and I don't really need... I've got Urborg, so this makes black anyway, and I've got plenty of black, which means that getting another Soul Ring in play is more powerful. It does give him one turn with Jace, but not the end of the world, I figured. He's down to 3 cards in hand due to the discard on the Mox Diamond. And unfortunately he's got another mana. I was just hoping he didn't have a third. But that sort of tells you something about your deck when your game plan is your opponent not drawing sufficient mana to cast his 3-mana commander. It says something a little bit about the lack of interactivity that mono black has. And now my draw looks a lot worse given the fact that I can't kill this right now. And man, is Jace good with Rielle. Draw 1, discard 1, draw 1. Pretty damn good. Okay, Liliana. Well, that's pretty good, actually. It gives me an out against Rielle in a turn, but of course, who knows what's going to happen between then and now. And I did give some thought here to just slamming Skithiryx and just trying to kill him before the crazy shenanigans happened. But and in retrospect, that might have been the right play. I mean, honestly, he only has 3 cards left in hand, and I don't really know what kind of a range of things. Gotta assume he's playing a lot of counterspells, given the fact that this thing wants to play instants, get instants into the graveyard to actually kill you. But I felt like I just could not leave Jace Vryn's Prodigy in play, given the fact that it draws 2 cards a turn for him. And as much as I wanted to play my Skithiryx, I decided ultimately that I just have to drain life away the Jace, and I'll deal with Skithiryx afterward. I mean, once you've sort of gone down this path of containment and disruption, then the finishing plan kind of goes out the window, and he discards a Dispel. Wow, okay, well, I'm not running a lot of instants, so I think a good card to throw away. But you notice he gets a card in his hand. Pretty disgusting. All right, not too bad. Let's see what happens here. He casts a Wheel of Fortune. Player discards their hand. So he discards his hand, draws 7. That stacks Rielle's ability, and he draws 3 extra cards, since that's what he discarded. And he had, look at that, Rapid Hybridization. So had I played Skithiryx, it would have become a Frog Lizard, at least temporarily, until it came out. Again, God, look at this dangerous wager. Discard your hand, then draw 2 cards. Jace, what else has he got? Arcane Signet. Yeah, okay. Well, I did draw 7. I lost the 2 Planeswalkers. Not the end of the world. Unfortunately, I didn't draw any extra mana off the wheel, other than the Arcane Signet and some mana artifacts. So pretty slow here. And he plays Lion's Eye Diamond. Normally an unplayable card in most decks. So insane with Rielle. God. It's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, and this, of course, is going to load the graveyard up. And he actually neglected to attack with Rielle for some reason. He could have hit me for 4 there. or almost gone lethal. If he had sacked Lion's Eye Diamond, I mean, it's a bit crazy, but if he discards 9 cards, he draws 9 and loads up the graveyard, and this thing probably gets up to 7 or 8 or even 10 power instantaneously. It's very scary. So he discards Careful Study. Odd choice, honestly, playing Careful Study over, or discarding Careful Study over just playing it. But surely he had his reasons. I draw Chainer's Edict. That's not bad. So I cast Chainer's Edict first, and it may have been a mistake. I do have Demonic Tutor at least, so I can go and get rid of that. Now we can actually see what he had in hand. So he had Ponder, Underworld Breach, crazy insane card. Cathartic Reunion, discard 2 cards, draw 3. That's kind of interesting. Create X treasures. That's a strange one. I really wonder why he's running that. Dig Through Time, obviously, when you're loading up the graveyard, is incredibly powerful. And he adds 3 blue, discards his hand, draws 7. Just a brand new hand. And unfortunately, he gets Stubborn Denial, which combos incredibly well with Rielle, given the fact that it's very easy for him to get it up to 4 power. Very cool card to see in there. And that, of course, is a 1 blue mana counterspell to Chainer's Edict. So I don't really have an answer to Rielle at all right now. And he's still got 2 blue. And I gave some thought here to obviously attack him, clear the mana pool. But I decided that I needed that generic that's in my pool. I couldn't really afford to do that since I wanted to play my Arcane Signet and then cast other stuff. So I cast Demonic Tutor, and he uses the mana floating to counterspell, which makes perfect sense since I was going to go. If that resolved, then I would be able to attack him, and then I would kill Rielle afterward. So good on him for using his counterspell to stop the Demonic Tutor. And all I can do is just sort of meekly play a Charcoal Diamond here and hope to Yawgmoth's Will next turn to at least do some good stuff. I'm not out of this. I'm going to get bashed. This thing's already up to 10 power, which is really, really nuts. And then he casts Goblin Lore. Discard 4 cards. Oh, draw 4, then discard 3. So he draws 4, then he discards 3, and then draws 3. So it's actually 2 mana, draw 7. Yeah, seems good. Attunement, totally nuts. God, it's just like the amount of things that combo in. It's really neat actually just to see how many things in the Commander format combo with this. Lots of cards that you do kind of dismiss, like Attunement. I've looked at a number of times as a thing to put in Reanimator, as a sort of second copy of Bazaar of Baghdad. But the 3 mana every turn actually kind of makes it a little too clunky to use. And yeah, but all of these effects with his Commander are just totally nuts. So he casts Goblin War and goes all the way up to 9 cards in hand. So sick. And now I get smashed for 12. 1 turn away from lethal off a 3 mana commander that's attacked for the first time. Okay, well, what else is going to happen here? And he plays Dak Faden. Oh, so backbreaking. Steals Soul Ring. Damn. All right, so the whole like kill Rielle repeatedly until he can't play it anymore plan goes out the window too. Because I was definitely going to do that. I have enough cards in my hand to kill Rielle for the foreseeable future. But unfortunately, Dak just made that a lot harder. Okay, so I'm going to cast Yawgmoth's Will here. I can replay Wasteland. I can Chainer's Edict for the cheap cost, which is pretty nice. And I realize I can't let Dak stay in play since he can just replay Rielle, which means that Dak basically is draw 2, discard 2, draw 2. It's pretty insane. I just need to do one of the very, very few things that Mono Black actually has to do against Planeswalkers, outright, short of outright killing them, and that's to go get the Pithing Needle. So I'm going to go grab Pithing Needle, lock down Mr. Dak Faden, keep him off my back for a bit. Hopefully he doesn't have an answer to that. But the problem is that because he stole Soul Ring, his commander is very, very castable for the foreseeable future. Let's see what happens here. There's Rielle again. So far away from dealing with this thing permanently. And he casts Back to Basics with this hideous picture. What the hell is that? Therese Nielsen. Wasn't she like an original alpha artist? Anyway, that's just soul crushing as well. I've got a Wasteland and Urborg now tapped. So he took away 4 mana from me over the last 2 turns. And if there's one thing Mono Black wants, it's tons of mana. I'm just in such dire straits here. But I'm dead to Rielle if it hits me one more time, so I have to just deal with it and hope he stops replaying it. That means I'm going to cast Beseech. Whenever you're demonic tutoring for cards like Diabolic Edict, the game is not going well. So I killed it off. I can play the Divining Top, but I feel like my days are really numbered here. He still has 7 cards in hand. Yep. And down comes Rielle again. And he casts Breakthrough. Look at this insanity. 1 blue mana, draw 4 cards, and then discard X cards in your, or choose X cards in your hand, discard the rest. So you pay 1 blue, you draw 4, that takes him up to 10. He discards 10 cards and draws 10. Pretty broken. Look at that insanity. Draw 10, discard 10. You can see all this stuff going to the graveyard here. See if he's got any other cool things in the deck. There's Recall, pretty awesome. Glinthorn Buccaneer. Discard a card, draw a card. That's so strange. Only if it's attacking. It does have haste though. But I suppose you can do that multiple times to just discard a card, draw 2. Discard a card, draw 2. Turbulent Dreams. Pretty interesting. This deck is so cool. Magical Flurries. This deck is awesome. Like, it just has so many neat things in it that I've never seen used before. I mean, obviously they make sense with the commander, but it seems to just mesh and synergize so well. Look at this card, Rights of Refusal. Just another amazing discard spell. Of course, Mana Drain, Breakthrough. I'll forgive you the ghastly picture because the rest of the deck is so cool. All right, he's got 10 cards in hand again. He plays a land, and yeah, that thing's an 18-3 now for 3 mana. I do draw a Swamp. Look at the top cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't have Go for the Throat in the deck anymore. Go for the Throat would have given me the ability to cast Increasing Ambition to kill off Rielle, and I don't have it in the deck anymore. I've already cast Edict and Chainer's Edict, so I don't have any 2 mana answers to his commander, to his commander anymore. And all I really can do here is just play Skithiryx. It's so lame, so anemic. And hope that out of all of these crazy... Oh, he discarded Blood Moon as well. Out of all of these crazy cards that he's drawn, and he's drawn so much of his deck, 47 cards left. He's outdrawn me by 30. That he has no answer to it, right? No chance. Windfall. Yep. Discard 6, draw 12. Seems fair. I guess he didn't have an answer at the time. Yeah, Reality Shift didn't kill my thing because I'd manifest and I've got 2/2 blocker. Ox. I'm only looking at these things just because they're a cool reference point, because there are lots of cards you never see before, or hardly ever see. Enters the battlefield, discard your hand, draw 3. Fastest Oracle. We've all seen this hideous thing. God, I hate this card. Ban this, please. Commander Rules Committee. This card is so bad for the health of the format. Horrible. Talisman of Creativity, and there's the Windfall. All right. He has 12 cards in hand. Yeah, one of them is a Cyclonic Rift. And since I've drawn new cards, I'm not really sure what I draw here. I guess the only card that I have that could even interact at this stage is Contagion, but Contagion, unfortunately, only removes 2 health, not 3, so I'm dead regardless. Yep. And I take a look at the top and realize I am a dead man. I mean, I had no expectation anyway of winning. The Wheel of Fortune pretty much was GG, given how insane the effect in his deck. But it was really, really neat to see this thing in action. And I hope to play him again. It'd be interesting to play him with a deck that's a little bit more interactive just to see how strong Rielle is. But it seemed like pretty much peak abuse of this commander's ability. I was extremely impressed by it and very happy for the lesson. Second loss since the restart happened. And hopefully the only loss for a while, but when another loss happens and it's good, I will chronicle it for you. I've got some other games to record, I think. Just need to go back through them, and so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.